wished there were more pylons he could use the hook on. Really needed to construct additional pylons.
Renata felt a little better.
As they reached her ship, Renato suddenly felt a sharp pain in his stomach. He was surprised to see a crossbow bolt sticking out of it.
I was going to lead the Empire to our secret base, said Lapino. But no, you had to screw up my plan because you still got a thing for her.
Renato stared at Zenobia. The kiss, was it real? She said, with a look of indescribable sorrow. She gestured and said an arcane word, and Lapino went flying into the abyss, screaming, "I'm telling your father!" Then she knelt down to cradle his head, and her paws felt very soft and warm. Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Lapino was a traitor. Renato had suspected there was something wrong with the Mad Rabbit, but now he knew there was malice behind his goofiness. He'd made bad choices. But now, when the real battle came, he wouldn't make those choices. He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning. And he realized that his adventure was just beginning. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens? Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to life? As he set foot on the island, Renato couldn't help feeling a bit curious. Was Lapino still waiting to be rescued? No. He was probably drinking champagne with the ravens. Did ravens drink champagne? Did rabbits? Renato felt oddly thirsty, come to think of it. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it? Renato had heard stories of a dungeon where chests were filled with potions and weapons. Fairy tales. And this is why heroes are called dashing, Renato thought. See? Dashing? Get it?
new sword from the south was terrific for barbecuing sausages and ravens.
Anyone ever tell you have a lovely eye? No? The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one. Nice. That could be useful. Renato had been the terror of the sandcastles when he was 2. Ha! Bet you never saw that coming.
firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough. This chest was filled with reprints of the entire Sandman series. Reprints? God, what was the point of collecting those? Ooh, and there was something else. That had been his mistake before, trusting his old friend Lapino, who'd been through so many battles with him and shed so many heartaches, who he'd rescued so many times. What was up with that guy anyway? There it was. Sky Ripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No, how is it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Sky Ripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him. It was a no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself, only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded... Doubt sunk in before he was even out of sight of the Farfarer. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? It was the sort of path he'd always avoided. The path of responsibility, of seriousness. Had he grown up? He didn't feel grown up. He'd made this decision from his gut, like he always did. Somehow, he'd impulsively decided to stop being impulsive. Did that make any sense? This chest contained blank passports from 15 countries. And something useful.
I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time. Slippy's hit, he thought.
Renato felt ready to take on new powers.
There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest. The mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be.
It was more and more extraordinary. Can I borrow that? Is that your shield?
The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick. Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark arts, and he hadn't liked what he smelt, and he carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it. Renato had never been much of a student. At Sword Fu School, he'd never read. As he set out down the path, Renato wondered why the parts of the Sky Ripper had only surfaced now, thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had discarded it. This Emperor, Isengrim III, had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Perhaps that was bringing up lost artifacts. How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction. Don't look down, he thought.
Anyone put his slinky collection in a strongbox, thought Renato. The magic slinkies? Oh, there was something else.
He was tired of slaughtering ravens. Maybe it was time to test out the new weapon. He turned a knob on the Sky Ripper. It made strange, mechanical noises. The wheels spun faster. It began to hum.
The Sky Ripper was following his every step. At least it acknowledged him as the master. But there was no trigger. How was he supposed to fire it? Fire, he said. Nothing happened. Well, maybe it just needed to warm up. After all, it hadn't been fired in thousands of years.
When Renato went to the china shop, for some reason the owner was always nervous. The Sky Ripper was making a whining noise now, and its wheels were spinning so fast he could no longer see them.
Renato had a thought. "Please?" he asked.
The Sky Ripper began to glow. Boom! The outpost burst into flame. Ravens flapped out screaming, wings on fire. The base was his. The far speaker toad came hopping out. "Renato!" it croaked, sounding like a toad version of Zenobia.
Don't use the Sky Ripper. It will destroy the world.
"Yeah, sure it will," cracked Renato. "Pull the other one."
If you don't trust me, go see Calaveras. He'll tell you the same thing.
Oh, she would say that. That sounded sensible. Why did she always have to sound sensible all the time? Oh, it was infuriating.
Of course she would say that. He was supposed to hurry and bring the Sky Ripper to the council so the rebels could actually win the war. But what if she was right?
Damn it. Just this once, he would not let Zenobia get into his head with her logic and her wisdom and her appeals to reason. He was a fox. He'd go with his instincts, and it would all work out like it always did. Oh, he was sounding like a reckless idiot, even to himself. But if there was one thing Renato could never bring himself to do, it was turn back on a decision he'd made. Imperials were flapping and cawing all around the ruins. They must be panicking with rumors flying of the superweapon. Maybe they hoped to find and destroy the base before he could put the Sky Ripper into action. The Sky Ripper was whining and heating up. It would be time to use that energy soon. Renato hoped his mother wasn't watching.
There was an engraving. Maximum capacity, 130 people.
About this was a fantastic weapon. Ravens burst into flames with just a touch of its killer beam. He was tempted to leave it on all the time, but he didn't want to accidentally slice off some council toad's head or tongue. She'd been trying to distract him. Well, this time, no one was going to distract him.
Well, the eyes have had it.
Long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
That was awesome!
We'll always have Paris, he thought. And then he died. As he headed towards the council chamber, Renato felt everyone watching him.
You've saved the rebellion, said the council speaker. Frankly, we were afraid you'd turn aside to see that idiot Lapino.
Not bloody likely, Renato told them, feeling he was maybe being a bit harsh on the poor mad rabbit.
If you never make sacrifices, he said, you're probably not doing the right thing. The speaker nodded. Are you ready to lead the charge? Let's roll, he said, with grim satisfaction. Renato set sail for the fleet. The Sky Ripper had lost its wine. It was humming now, as if it had taken some time to seat properly. He had always been irresponsible. This time, he'd done the right thing, made the hard decisions. He was a real hero. He hadn't let himself be distracted by old friends or old lovers turned enemies. Finally, he could be proud of himself.
He was ready. So was Sky Ripper. The Sky Ripper had a will of its own.
It picked out its own targets and set them on fire.
This was going to be a short battle. He would set the ships on fire if he didn't need them to get to the Emperor. And he wondered if he'd see Zenobia, or if she'd flee. Wouldn't she be proud of him? At least, a bit of respect. He'd become an all-conquering hero. He wasn't that good. Yet. Where did that go to?
What game is this?
It
It looks cool.
Windy up.
Dude, it's called Stories, The Path of Destinies. I'll show it to you when you come over. If you come over tomorrow or whatever. Oh, crap, you can't come over tomorrow. I have, a concert. But, next time you come over, I'll show you about it or whatever. It's pretty fun. But yeah, it's called Stories. I like it a lot. I just got it today though. It was free. I'm back at this place? And dude, it's pretty cool. This thing right here, the thing that's shooting,
How we do it? Said
this
Renato
right
to
here,
himself.
it's called the Sky Ripper. And I found it. Well, I didn't. I searched for it, and I had to find both pieces. I had to find the core and the shell for it, and it's pretty broken. You know, it auto kills most things. You'll see. Just pay attention to that, not me. But it's pretty chill.
Beat Renato at
Did you see that, Pedro? It's pretty cool. It just kind of don't get hit by that.
There was a
I like this
parchment
game.
on a signpost. It was from her.
Every time you fire, you risk the destruction of the universe. That's insane. We surrender.
Oh man, I didn't even get to use it on the Emperor.
A trick? Maybe she really believed it. He could hear horns blaring the retreat. Maybe it was true. Maybe they had one.
Hey, ores. I need one more ore. Hey, don't leave me, ship. I can't aim. I need to go up this way.
Renato wondered if his future self had commissioned these poles.
Scrubs. Oh man, that's insulting. My style was only acceptable.
You know what I hate about you guys? Everything.
Great teamwork, Sky Ripper. Dude, the Sky Ripper is so broken. I don't even have to do anything and it just kind of destroys anything in its path. Hey, don't want to get hit by that. Come on.
Have you ever felt you were just going round in circles? Bernardo felt like that.
Ooh, a nice dude. Are you basically the fire dude? He's basically the fire dude. Oh, Enchantress. Or Enchanter. What am I doing? Buffed Raven. Oh my god. Ow.
And there was Zenobia, wearing the white robes of surrender. She came and kneeled before him. Why didn't you listen to me? I was trying to save you too. You're the enemy, he said. I was never your enemy, Renato. Then she spoke a terrible word and made a gesture with her hand. She stopped moving, covered in frost, and he wondered why she'd frozen herself. Then the Sky Ripper froze, and then, for a moment, he felt very cold and discovered that he couldn't move. The next thing he knew, the sun was a giant, monstrously red. It took up half the sky, and he was in a parched red desert. And then, he was on fire.
Renato stared at the book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning Ubar. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it? Had he really died? It felt so real, not like a dream at all. And he'd lost again. Oh, he hated that. But he had made different choices. And he'd lost in a different way. It was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this was showing him different ways he could die miserably. Thanks a bunch.
Alright, so basically in the beginning of the game you find this book. Well, not really find, you take this book from your character's son.
Zenobia
and
still had feelings for him.
So when you take the book, you go to all these different places and you gotta do all this different crap. A hero who does not let anything get in the way of his mission, and a hero who always follows his heart. Alright. Latino is, I call him, trader. I call him Latino. It's Lapino, but I call him Latino. Let's see. Zenobia has feelings for Ronaldo. Yeah, this game's pretty cool, dude. I like it a lot. You'll probably like it if I let you play it. Actually, I will let you play it when you come over.
That meant
Anyways,
there must be a destiny where he survived and won, right? Otherwise, what was the point? And with that, the book's pages fluttered back once more to the beginning.
Alright, so basically every time you lose,
the clouds parted.
it goes back to the beginning. But you have all the same powers and stuff from the last time.
The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for a secret rebel base.
And now I gotta do it all over again, but it's a different way.
Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced, or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor.
Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals.
So I'm gonna go to the temple.
Could this be where the
probably.
Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Pedro, what do you think I should do? I'll give you 30 seconds, starting now. Ten seconds left. Alright, well, no reply.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters.
The Iblis stone. It sounded ominous. It sounded powerful. If the Emperor was searching for it, it must be dangerous.
And so, Bernardo went ostrich hunting. Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away.
Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals? There were a lot of shiny, smooth, and curved with leather and buckles and kind of smelled, you know what? Never mind. Yes, there was also ore and other useful stuff. Let's focus on that, shall we? The air here tasted bitter. The steps were too tall for a person. The entire place felt restless, like it had been vexed to nightmare under the dust, waiting for its hour to come around at last.
anti-gravity for me.
Ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Well, he'd always wanted to do that. Ice walls only let you through if they knew you were cool. Get all the ingredients for a pretty nifty sword. So much. It was time to turn it into something he could use.
course is yours, said Reynardo. But couldn't hear his enemy's answer. What were these poles, exactly? Parking meters from the time of the lost gods? How could a temple to Iblis still even exist? The Transcendent Emperor had destroyed all the shrines of the lost gods after exiling them. Had it been buried in that long-ago battle? Or had Iblis foreseen his fate and hidden it from his enemy? Reynardo was dead tired. Then he was just dead. The Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders. Oh, this really didn't have much in the way of safety features, did it? This couldn't be good for global warming. It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up. It was the stone. Eager. Thirsty. Kill the Emperor's daughter. Now you, Emperor. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god, torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "What's the core?" said the stone anxiously. The stone bothered him. He hated being told what to do. Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he drifted? The moment he landed the Farfarer, Renato had a rare feeling of regret. It's not too late, he thought. He could turn around and sail for Zenobia's island. He frowned. Wait a minute. He didn't want to kill Zenobia, did he? Sure, technically she was the enemy, but they'd been at Sword Food School together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself, except the biggest one.
He smelled burnt fur. His. Those sheaves were really very well made, weren't they? Someone needs a bath.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
What was really fun was hooking yourself onto a moving ship.
The stone hadn't lied about what it could do for him. With each raven he cut down, he felt a jolt of power flowing into his arm. "You're weak," whispered the stone. "The core will kill you." "Are you afraid of it?" "No, don't be ridiculous," it chuckled. But it's unstable. It will poison you if someone just carry it, and if you try to use it, it will explode catastrophically. Bernardo did not trust rocks that talked in his head. He went onwards.
Of course there was a puzzle. You couldn't expect the transcendent emperor to bury a god's eye in a leather sack where anyone could pick it up.
The lead raven?
As he approached the core, the stone became hysterical. "No, it's too much power. We'll rip a hole in space." He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind. He felt invincible.
As the Farfarer made its way toward the Nexus, Bernardo could see tiny sparks.
See? He'd trusted his gut, and it had worked out. That's what it meant to be a hero. To ignore the naysayers and the odd-makers, and do what you knew was right, and have it turn out to be the right thing. Well, he wasn't worried. Once he got to the observatory, the scientist toads could explain it. Then he could carry the war into the enemy's camp and destroy them all. Oh dear, he was getting a little bloodthirsty, wasn't he? Smashing things was fun. ready to become faster, stronger, bolder. If only he could figure out which. This was way better than being able to shrink down to the size of an ant. What was that all about, anyway? Renato had never felt better in his life. Normally, a battle would wear him down and he would need a night's sleep. Now he felt like he could go all night and all day. He felt like people were cheering him on, and he could practically hear their applause as he slew one raven after another.
He felt like Tarzan. The Iblis Stone and the Sky Ripper Core. Two artifacts from the time of legends. Renato was becoming a legendary hero, wasn't he? He had enough power to save the rebellion, but he had to understand this power, so he would not misuse it. This thing really needed a roof.
Chill out.
heavy to carry.
Hey, what's up, dude?
You know what's not? A new sword.
You should really get this game, bro. You should really get this game. Because it's free. It's the free monthly game, one of the free monthly games, and it's really fun.
What's good, kid?
Dude, I've got like 4 viewers right now. I'm proud of myself. Well, not anymore. I had like 4 viewers. Advanced settings. They all went somewhere, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know who this... Oh, wait, that's Cisco. What's up, Cisco? Dude, this game is great, though. I love it.
The toads at the observatory measured the stone
Why?
with their occult devices. I fed it the core of Sky Ripper, explained Renato.
Troubles with
No
what?
more feed blood and souls. But the core is not an unlimited
Alright.
energy source.
Yo, Cisco, should I send you an invite to join the party, bro? Actually, I'm going to. Francisco.
Another said,
There's a feedback loop, you see, which could overload the stone. The stone doesn't actually feed on souls.
claimed a third.
But on pain of killing another sentient being. If you can truly be at peace with yourself, it would not overload.
Yo, what's up, Cisco?
This was all very confusing. At peace? Yes, the mountains were peaceful and quiet.
This
But
game
he
is
now had the
great.
power to turn the tides. He should report to the Rebellion Council and prepare for the decisive battle.
Dude, this game is fun.
The one thing he
I like it a
understood
lot.
from all the Toad arguments.
And it's
maybe
free
the
for
stone did
PlayStation
not
Plus,
feed
so you
on
should get it.
blood Or souls, or rage. It fed on empathy.
I know, but if you get
Fed
PlayStation
on the
Plus by the
pain
end
he
of the
felt
month,
when
then
he
you
put an
can
end
get
to
it.
another being's existence. Even if that other being was a raven intent on killing him. If he could find peace, then he could use
Wait,
the
tell him
power
to
of
join
the
the party.
Stone without...
Oh yeah, Chris said join the party. Well, get your stank ass online.
I'm only gonna be on till like 9:30. Wait, what? I just went to go scroll all the way down there to send you an invite, and then you don't exist, Sean. How? My boy Sean does not exist.
Your boy said that he's not gonna get on, cause he's doing nothing.
by its evil. The mountains. He would go to the mountains.
Well,
He could find peace there.
Rest is tired.
his old bones. He's younger than both of us. Dude, you should tell him to watch the stream, and you should watch the stream too, if you want. I mean,
Yeah, invite me back to it, cause I can't find it.
all right. Broadcast settings. Invite players to broadcast.
Oh, you wanna play Metroid yet?
Huh?
Unfortunately, the mountains were not empty.
Oh, so
There
I
were
got
ravens
Pokemon Moon
everywhere.
Sun.
No matter. He had to fight, yes, but he didn't have to be
I
angry.
don't need to get it.
Parry,
All
dodge,
three of us
slash,
need to get a 3DS,
and breathe.
Sean, me
Yes,
and Sean-
focus on the rhythm, the dance of it. Not on the blood or the raven's core as they died. Ah, it
Oh
was
yeah, they have
working.
those now.
He wasn't feeling those dark jolts of eldritch energy. He
Well,
wasn't feeding the
it's
Iblis
called
stone.
Battle Rumble or whatever, or Battle Royal or something like that. And basically, you can have
Renato
6
wondered
players
Who was
in
leaving
it,
chests of sword crafting supplies around?
and each
He wanted to
person
find
throws
him.
out, you know, their Pokemon, and you can only have 3 Pokemon in it. But basically, whoever deals the most damage wins. If you get it, what starter would you get? Or have you not looked into the starters yet? Yeah. Why? Poplio is not good though. Well, that depends. Like, overall speed or, max, or not max, like max speed or,
The stone was still silent. His mind was his own, and his heart too. He bore them no ill will, these ravens. They were doing their job. They were expressing their nature. Dance, whirl, parry,
Cisco, when they're fully
jump,
evolved though,
and breathe.
Rowlet and
Something was
Litten
missing.
are pretty closely matched.
He didn't feel
speed
truly at
wise.
peace. Wait, wasn't this near where Calaveras lived? The sage would help him figure it all out.
Did you hear me? Oh, and
That had gone rather well, actually.
what? Rowlet is really good. His final evolution looks like a female. I mean, it's literally called Primarina. The Cjay, which is... You can just mute your TV, I guess? I think I can change my settings to make it where I don't, play through the... It's fun, and it reminds me of, Gauntlet, like the original Gauntlet. I mean, it's fun when, or it's fun because you can play with your friends on it, you know? Me too, dude. But the reason why I got, you know, I was happy about getting Gauntlet Slayer Edition, you know, the one for PS4. Cisco. The reason why I was happy about getting Slayer Edition for PS4, you know, the one that we all have, I was happy about getting it because of the fact that, when I was younger, my grandpa and I used to play Gauntlet all the time on the PS2, like the original Gauntlet, and since there's not the original Gauntlet on PS4, you know, I was like, well, I'll just have to deal with this, but, you know, it brings back memories of when my grandpa was still alive, so, you know, that's why I like it. So it's not that bad to me, because I have
Imagine getting a horse
reason to play it,
one of
but,
these
you know,
He will be cursing a blue streak.
compared to the original, it's trash. Dude, you remember Dark Cloud? Huh? No, we've all had to do it. It's not being a bad friend. It's difficult. We all understand the struggle. I've had to do it with you, or not you, with Sean and Alyssa, my friend, my lady friend that I've been talking to.
Ooh,
And
what's
then
that?
Sean's had to do it with me and you and me and Carly and me and a few other people. Basically, I interrupt a lot. Gengar? Which Pokemon game would you get though, Sun or Moon? Well, its attack and defense are better than the one in Moon, but Moon has higher speed. What do you mean? Or are you not talking to me?
He really wasn't making a dent in those shields.
Well, I have Sun and Jonathan has Moon, but Jonathan doesn't play Moon, so I can get the legendaries from both. But you know there's a way to get both legendaries? You have to go back to the altar and like you gotta play the flute
had once invested in a jewel
for
store,
whichever game,
but it lost money.
and
Someone
it
kept
summons
robbing
him
it.
back.
Twist. It was him.
It summons a duplicate of your legendary if you leave it in your PC, and then from there you have to find the second flute. If you have Sun, then you automatically have the Sun flute. If you have Moon, then you automatically have the Moon flute. Anyways, if you're in Sun, you need to find the Moon flute, and when you find the Moon flute is when you can go and summon Luna, whatever that
Silenced by the Sky
bitch's
River's
name
core,
is.
had given Renato enough power to challenge the Imperial fleet. But what
Luna
Renato was
Leon
seeking
or something
was
like
inner
that.
peace. The rebellion was on the verge of extinction.
I still really
Have
like
to
Solgaleo, which is the legendary for Sun. Oh dude, I just beat Sun today, by the way.
At the end of the mountain path, he found the wise Calaveras in his workshop to fix souls
I got
on
it,
the
like,
artifacts.
I got
He
it for
asked
Black
Sage,
Friday, but I
"Does
didn't
your
play it
soul need fixing?"
much.
Asked the sage. "I've been killing a lot of ravens lately." He told the sage. You're a fox," said Calaveras. "And to kill birds is part of your nature. You should take joy in it. I mean, I might as
The
well
story
worry about
doesn't
eating
take that long.
flies.
Like the actual
Don't you
story
like a
mode.
fly?"
Basically, what you need to do is you need to
That's
do,
what
I
he had
think,
forgotten.
9 or 12
The
trials.
joy. Now he
And
was
when you
ready for
finish the
final
trials, you
battle.
go and fight
The
the,
Farfarer
you go and
cut
catch the
through
legendary,
clouds.
and then you go
The air had never felt
and
so
fight
sweet
the
since he was a
the Elite Four, and then you're done.
There it was. The dreaded Imperial fleet.
That's the main
You could smell
storyline.
wet
But
hemp
then,
ropes ahead.
after you beat the
Wood
main storyline,
and
you go and deal with
and
the Ultra
ravens.
Beasts and everything.
Even the fleet
I
smelled
won't explain
good
what they
somehow.
are, but Ultra
He was
Beasts
ready.
are really cool.
He was ready.
Oh, and then you get this Pokemon.
You never really fully beat the game until you redo the Elite Four. Because the first time was just like story mode, but the second time, that's like when you actually like beat them full force. And then like they have like hella OP Pokemon.
Yeah, dude. Well, you know, in
Renato
Omega
had it
Ruby,
all
I've
squared away in
beaten
his head.
the Elite
He would
Four
kill the Emperor.
17 times.
Isengrim III had begun well, but he had gone mad. He was trying to invoke the lost gods by means of dark,
Oh, dude,
blasphemous
look at this
rituals.
sword I just got.
That was a secret. But the victims had spoken to Renato.
Oh no, I did.
The ghosts had spoken. No. No anger.
I don't know, dude, but look
Renato
at my
could
sword.
not afford anger. It was empowering the crystal in his sword. That
Alright, now
made
I
him
need to get
stronger,
this.
but
And I
it
just need to
clouded
get
his
enough to
mind.
get it. Because
He
I
would not be
already
a
have
hero.
it. I just
A hero
need
strives.
to get enough money to get it. Because I already
Renato
have the
would just be
materials.
one with
Or I can upgrade
everything.
this.
The Emperor would die, and the wheel would turn, and all would be restored.
Oh, dude, look at that sword.
Without rancor,
without sorrow, without pain.
Do you see that, Cisco?
Hero King?
Yeah.
Like
Alright.
some Final Fantasy.
So now I've got 2 swords at their max level. I just need to get this one and upgrade this one.
What? Kill yourself right now.
Wait, what?
You can no longer be like Brenda, people.
What happened?
Never played Final Fantasy.
Really? Dude.
Well then, Final Fantasy 15.
I don't know, dude. Jumping straight into 15. You wouldn't know anything. I mean, I guess you don't need to know the storyline before you start playing.
Ooh, the portal that led right into the middle of the fleet.
What do you think, Cisco?
It was a glaring weakness in the defense.
Like the other Final Fantasy games. No, like, to jump straight into 15, would he be alright, or would he need to know the storyline? Alright, hey dude, are you watching this? Did you just see all of those explosions I just caused? That's the new fire sword upgrade. You know the black sword that I just had in my hand? Or not in my hand, but in my, you know, in the thing. Yeah, that's the new upgrade. It makes shit explode. I think I like it. What do you think? Oh dude, I got a mini fridge.
There had to be something useful in these things, didn't there?
I'm proud of it. Francisco, you'd understand if you had a mini fridge. Dude, they're great. Like you can just be chilling in your room and be like, yo, I want a Coke.
Shit in it, like fucking snacks and shit. What else would you do with a mini fridge?
Wait, did he ask what you would do with a mini fridge? Dude, what wouldn't you do with a mini fridge? Oh, dude. I'm just too overpowered now. Francisco, look at that. Did you just see what I did? Oh my god, they didn't stand a chance, my dude. I almost feel bad for them. Now there's like no way I can die. Dude, have you seen the Alolan Form 4, Raichu?
Renato wondered if it wasn't cheaper to build
Raichu
bridges
sits,
and stairs.
like, it floats on its tail like it's surfing. Wait, what's he playing? Or what's he talking about? Cisco, what's he talking about? Oh. Dude,
But the
so
more
my
he
team
thought about
consists
it,
of
and
a
he had so much more
Ninetales,
time to think about it now
a
that he was
null,
not worrying
which you'll
about
learn
the
what a
battle.
null is later,
Killing the Emperor would not
when you
change
play the game.
anything. Another would take his place.
My
Perhaps
Decidui, which is my
Zenobia.
starter, will fully
Perhaps the Speaker
evolve.
of the Rebel Council and
Eradicate-
power would corrupt them too, and
Eradicate's
death would
really
make
OP
grief.
in this game.
Grief would
A
lead to
toucan.
hatred.
Dude, the toucan's a great
He
character
must
too,
lead
or a great
by
Pokemon.
example. Reject
But
the
I'm
violence.
really
Reject
liking
the
the Ninetales. You know what the
create
Ninetales is?
violence.
Or you know
But
what
how?
Vulpix and Ninetales are in Sun and Moon? Cisco. Are you a fan of Vulpix and Ninetales?
Look, it's not personal, but your mother wears army boots. On her ears.
You have to have sun to get Nine Tails. There's no Nine Tails in Moon. But, they changed its typing. It's not fire anymore. You want to know what it is, Francisco? Or do you want it to be a surprise? Oh, you know. Ice and Fairy. Dude, it's pretty cool though.
Soon he'd confront
I like
the
it.
Emperor.
I use it in
Funny
my
that
main
this
theme.
whole war had come about because the Emperor feared death. And now it was coming for him.
No, that's
There
in
was
Sun.
some sort of lesson there, wasn't there?
I don't think you can get him in Moon. You can only get Nine Tails in Sun. I think you can get Vulpix in Moon, but you can't evolve him because Sun is the only one with the Ice Stone. Unless you trade or you get a Nine Tails from one of the other regions somehow. Unless, well, I mean, I could trade you one. I could give you one, like, from trading it from my game if you wanted, if you got Moon. No, an Ice Stone, because it's ice, remember?
Finally, he came to the Emperor's ship.
Wait,
path behind
wait,
him
in
was
what
strewn
game? In
with
the
dead
new games
ravens.
or in
Path
the old
to
games?
enlightenment. His mistake, he realized, was trying to change the world. The world would spin and the wheel would revolve whether he strove against it or not. What he had to do was nothing. He had attained enlightenment.
Oh,
He
hey,
sat
I just
down,
blew up all the boats.
adopted a full lotus position, and began to meditate. And all around him, the warriors stopped fighting too. They knew. They could feel his enlightenment.
Francisco.
They gave up fighting, dropped their weapons, and became his disciples. No, just kidding. The nearest raven stabbed him with a sword and then chopped off his head. I might not have thought this
My
through
boy.
properly. Thought Renado's head as it rolled around the deck and died.
My boy,
And
I just
like that,
blew up all their ships.
He was alive again, and back on the Farfarer, still fleeing burning Ubar. The book was still open before him. So, the book
Francisco.
was a portal. It took
My
you to
boy,
the
did you
future,
see that?
when your destinies would branch.
I
He
just
had
blew up
failed
all of their ships
and
just to
died
sit there and meditate.
3 times, but he'd learned another true thing. The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to
Alright, so
corrupt anyone
basically-
who used it.
I can't use the stone or else it'll kill me. I can't save Lapino because he'll kill me. I can't do anything involving her because it'll get me killed because I'm trying to save her instead of save the world. So basically, I can't do anything. A hero who transcends being a hero to... There are... How many stories are there? There's stories, dude. Or
But he was starting to feel like he was getting the hang of this. There was a way
Yo, I'll be
through
right
to
back. I'm
victory.
gonna go get something to eat.
He could feel it.
No, drink.
He
Right out
just
of my mini
had
fridge.
to keep running the path of destinies. With that,
I don't have to go anywhere. I
the
have a
book
mini fridge.
fluttered back
I
to
just
the
remembered that.
beginning, and he fell into it.
The clouds parted over the Isles
Francisco.
of Boreas. It was time to
My boy, I don't
choose.
have to go anywhere. I have a mini
The
fridge.
rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer.
What?
Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so
Over
a
what?
scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor.
Francisco, about what?
A temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis Stone was hidden there.
Number 9 large, 2 number 6s with extra dip, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda. You just have to start it and I already know what you're saying.
And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course.
Which one should I pick
Renato
this
had
time?
a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Francisco, which one should I pick? Save my friend who ends up killing you in the end. I remember that part. Build the Sky Ripper, which destroys everything, including me. Or find the temple and then become a total asshole.
You should definitely do the first, no, the second one. Just destroy everything.
Well, there's a
Every
way,
child knew
I
about the
think,
Sky
that you can
Ripper.
do it through this
The
that
transcendent
doesn't
emperor
destroy
had buried
everything.
its pieces.
Alright, I'll be right back though,
What could
because
have
I'm gonna
brought
go get a
them to
cookie
light?
or something. I'm hungry.
This emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
So, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
As he set foot on the island, Renato couldn't help feeling a bit curious. Was Lapino still waiting to be rescued? No. He was probably drinking champagne with the ravens. Did ravens drink champagne? Did rabbits? Renato felt oddly thirsty, come to think of it. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper?
Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero.
I'm really glad I
Didn't think
baked
too
these
much. He
cookies.
just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot.
My boy, I baked
He'd
cookies
have to
today.
devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature.
And I'm glad.
Could he stick
Because
with it?
now I got something to eat.
I'll just have a dash, thought Renato.
I'm gonna hop off soon too, boy. Alright, bro.
Sorry, mustache, thought Renato.